Hello, Libras. So there was a bit of a delay between when I was preparing to do your reading and when I'm actually doing your reading. I was going to do it yesterday on Friday, and I'm actually doing it on Saturday. So I've kind of had a lot of stuff coming through for you already. Some of it I think is connected to this oyster business that keeps on coming through. So I really have to get that reading done and on camera. But I'm actually glad I waited because they keep giving me more and more stuff for it. And I think there may be some kind of connection with your reading because some of the stuff that's coming through for you is reminding me of that oyster. So I had, I got the name Captain Saltine, Captain Saltine. So I don't know if this is a nickname for somebody. Maybe somebody eats a lot of saltines. Now this isn't a British thing. I didn't know what they were. I've heard of it. I've heard people talk about them, and I had to Google it. I was like, I think it's an American thing. I don't know what it is. So I Googled it, and it was if you're British, it's like Jacob's crackers, but they look salty, I think. So I don't know if somebody eats these and somebody's got the nickname Captain Saltine, or if somebody's just very salty about something. Salty. If you're not familiar with that phrase, it means a little bit like when something doesn't go your way, or something happens and you kind of have those like lingering resentful feelings about it, that means you're being salty. So I don't know if somebody's been a bit like that. It's Captain Saltine. So I don't know what that means. Then I heard it wasn't in English, so I didn't get it all. But it sounded like Questra Ola, which when I googled it was Catalan. So it's like the middle of a sentence, right? So it was like a full sentence in this other language, and because I don't speak the language, I tried to kind of remember what I could, and all I got was that it sounded to me like Questra Ola or Questra Ora, which is funny because I've got a song by Rita Ora coming up. But I googled it and it was this wave in Catalan, so I don't know if that's a thing for anyone. Then I could see somebody looking up at a Wikipedia page, and the impression I got, it was Sigourney Weaver's Wikipedia page, and it was like the impression I got, right, was that somebody thought the film True Lies with with Arnold Schwarzenegger had Sigourney Weaver in it, but it wasn't Sigourney Weaver, it was Jamie Lee Curtis, and I had to actually Google that myself. But they're both very intelligent, actresses that were around at the same time, very tall, very slim, very intelligent. They were a little bit older as well, weren't they? Very well respected, very intelligent, very strong characters. So I think somebody kind of got these two actresses muddled up and they were checking which one was who. So Sigourney Weaver, Jamie Lee Curtis. Then I'll try and do it in the order that I got it. So then I started thinking about the Libra reading, and what I was kind of getting through was this kind of, I got quite a lot, so it's going to be a big introduction today, so just to kind of warn you in advance before I start to pull the cards. So big intuitive messages. I was getting imagery of two white birds. So one was an owl, a white owl, and one was a white dove, and they were kind of both in the branches, and they were very, very still. Two separate images. They were giving me two examples. Very, very still, and just kind of watching. So I was also seeing like a sea or an ocean. I was like out in the ocean. The water was very, very deep, but the surface was very still. It was kind of like just rippling and glistening. It was very, very beautiful in the sunlight. So very, very tranquil. So all these images was giving me this real, like, very tranquil, unruffled energy, right? Unruffled with the bird feathers. So you're presenting as this very calm, very peaceful, tranquil, spiritual, safe energy is what I'm getting, or you're trying to appear this way. It's like I was getting that the birds were like not moving. It was like they don't want to move because they don't want to scare something, right? It's like with the dove as well, the dove symbolizing peace. It's like, I come in peace, right? I'm not here to hurt you. So it was like you're approaching something, or like someone else, and you're kind of hanging back and you're just watching them, and you're trying to signal that you mean well. You're not trying to scare them. You're very peaceful. You're safe. It's like maybe you want someone to open up to you. You want somebody to come and talk to you, and you're trying to signal, you can come to me. I'm a safe person to come to. But you're trying to gather information at the same time with the owl. It's very like watching. And then with the ocean, what I was getting with this was like, it was beautiful, it was tranquil, it was like the sun was glittering, but it was very deep, very, very deep. So this is symbolizing you, this deep ocean. And they were kind of showing me the visual of like all, the ocean teeming with life. There's a lot going on under the surface there. So the sea symbolizes emotions. So you have a huge amount of, you've really got control of your emotions, really kind of like, just very still, right? Emotionally very still. But there's a lot going on there under the surface that you're concealing, but not in a way that you're being deceptive. You're concealing because you don't want to frighten this other energy. So they were showing me this big whale, like this huge whale underneath the surface of the water. So this is signifying for me today. So the whale can symbolize secrets, right? You are definitely kind of holding back things, but the whale also signifies something very big and powerful and ancient. So there's this real, you're trying to present as very, very soft. I mean, look at how I've done. I've got like pink nails, like crystals, love heart jewelry. I'm presenting as being like, even like my pink top. So you're presenting as this soft energy, like gentle, soft. I mean no harm. I come in peace. And that's your intentions. You're not being. It's not a trick. You are genuinely like trying to signal to someone that you're safe, because I think if they realize the huge power that's under the surface, how that big looming like huge powerful thing that you're not disguising. It's like if you think like the crystals are translucent, my nails are translucent, the water's translucent, you're not hiding anything, right? You're just, I feel like if somebody was to ask you, you'd show them the whale, right? You'd be like, right, it's right there under the surface. But it's almost like you don't want to like, because there's some other energies, like you don't want to frighten it. It's like you don't want to just show them the whale because they'll be like, oh my God, that's huge and scary. So you're just kind of, you're just showing them the ripples is how it's coming through. Yeah, I've got my notes. I've got peace or truce. So it's either peace or truce. It's like the white flag, maybe. This very deep knowing with the whale. I've wrote the note, peace among thieves, and I heard gentleman's agreement. So that could be relevant to somebody. And with the whale, I was getting, it's like, it's this power, this big energy under the surface. It's not like a volcano. It's not like you're just going to explode and kind of like fly off the handle or anything like that. It's not anything bad. It's like, I've wrote no eruption. It's just like power. So your intentions are very, very good. I've got the note, you're not intending to hurt. What you're actually doing is you're trying to let this energy come closer to you. You're trying to show that you're peaceful, you're safe. But at the same time, you're using that Libra brain to kind of study, to analyze. And it's coming through with the symbology that they were showing me. It's like you're trying to find a chink in the armor, because you're the Queen of Swords, right? You have that sword, and the sword that they're showing me is beautiful. It's like gleaming, like a gleaming like white metal that's like glowing and radiating light. It's like a good sword, right? Like a noble sword or something. So it's like they were showing me this other energy as either being like in armor or like a turtle. So they are trying to protect themselves, because underneath the armor or that turtle shell, they're very, very vulnerable. So they were showing me you studying this other energy, being very like, okay, I'll give you space, I'm just watching, but you can come closer to me, I'm not going to hurt you, but you've got the sword. And the purpose of the sword, or you gathering the knowledge and the information, is you're looking for a chink in the armor. Because they were showing me like either like, so like either beneath the turtle shell or beneath the plates of the armor. It's like you're looking for a way to kind of slide that sword in very gently, like you're not trying to hurt them. So it's like you know, not trying to hurt them, sliding that sword in very gently and then prizing off the armor. So you're trying to get in under the armor is how it's kind of coming through. And the purpose of this is to reveal to make them vulnerable in a way that you are showing them it's safe for them to be vulnerable around you. It's like maybe they've got a secret and you're trying to show them you can talk to me. I'm not frightened. You know, you don't have to be frightened of me. It's safe. It's like you want to be vulnerable with each other is how it's coming through. So you're trying to prize the armor off, right? Which is why I'm taking back to the oyster. So oh, I've got the note. You can't hug someone in a shell, right? So they were showing me like a person, like a vulnerable person, like flesh under the armor, or like the turtle. They were actually showing me the turtle from Robin Hood, you know, the animated one. So like quite really vulnerable under the armor, but you can't hug someone if they're in a shell. And I got open sesame. They want to see under your surface. So that's on my notes. But then I also got the word cloister. And I was thinking, why are they giving me the word cloister? And I thought it does sound like oyster. They definitely gave me cloister, but it sounds like oyster. So cloister, oyster, something to that. So I'm back to the oyster thing again. So, and I was thinking to myself, you need a sword, right? To open the oyster, you know, maybe you need to get the sword in to open the oyster and get to the vulnerable center and the pearl, right? Also pearl of wisdom, they just gave me that. And again, associating that with the owl's about knowledge, because the song you got was a Lana Del Rey song. I think it's When the World Was at War, We Just Kept Dancing, or something about America. I'll put it in the description box down below. But the line that I was getting was, one of them was, we just want the, I'm sorry, swear warning, we just want the fucking truth. We just want the fucking truth. So I think this is Libra. You know, I come in peace, I just want the truth. Like, open up, reveal. I know it makes you feel vulnerable, but just give me the truth is kind of how it's coming through. It's just really emphasizing to me as well, I come in peace, I come in peace. It's like you want to help them, right? You can't hug someone in a shell. You have really good intentions, but you don't want to scare them with that, with quite how powerful you are underneath the surface, I think. So that song as well, what's the other one? It starts with girls grab your pearls. So again, that oyster symbolism. So right, that's what I've got. So I am going to do an oyster reading separately because I've already got a little bit of stuff for that. I've been meaning to do that reading, but for some reason I've held off on it, and it feels like it's time now. So yeah, Libra, you've got good intentions. I was watching Awakening to Spirits Libra reading this week, and she was saying it's almost like she was thinking of her friends. And as an Aries, I think she's an Aries, she's more likely to kind of take things at surface value. So she was seeing her Libran friends as being very vulnerable, almost like sheep that need protecting, right? But the thing about Libra is we do present as very, very soft. We do present as very loving, giving, nurturing, wanting to please, because we do want to please. We want that harmony of the people around us. But we are an air sign. We have a very analytical mind, and we're also a cardinal sign, which means we tend to want to take the lead, the ideas people, and we can be a bit bossy, and we are a masculine sign as well, one of the 6 masculine signs. So actually, if you think about the goddess Aphrodite, who's our goddess, it's interesting, we had all that stuff about the ocean and the power under the ocean with that big whale. It's like the goddess Aphrodite, she presents as a very, very feminine woman, but she's not a woman. And to think that she's a woman is to underestimate her, because she's actually a goddess, and she's got a huge amount of power there, right? So beautiful, soft, inviting, don't get on the wrong side of her is kind of how it's coming through, which is funny because the song that when I pulled up Spotify and I was preparing, the song that was playing was Black Widow by Iggy, Azelea and Rita Ora. I'm Gonna Love You Until You Hate Me. So it's a very Libran song, actually. Perhaps shadow side Libra, but love as a weapon, I don't know. That's very Scorpionic, actually, love as a weapon. Take it or leave it. I don't know. You're not presenting as a Black Widow. You're presenting as genuinely wanting to help someone. Let's randomize you a song, Libra. So Libra's reading, please. Libra's reading. What is Libra's reading going to be about? Again, very empowered feminine energy with that birds of prey. That's from the Harley Quinn movie. Invisible chains. I've been trapped in a cage. Help me break these invisible chains. Right, I'm going to tune into the energies properly. I'm going to listen to that song. Maybe you want to pause and go and look up the lyrics to that song as well at the same time. And I'll meet you back here in Over My Head. Okay, cool. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so a couple of things from that. I'm trapped in a cage. I'm working on my soul. Something about finding the strength. They did show me, obviously it's from Birds of Prey, but they did show me from Suicide Squad where Harley Quinn is sat in the cage in the prison, but she's very kind of like she's amusing herself. She's very tranquil. She's almost like separate from her surroundings. She's got this kind of weird inner strength of being very individual, being very it's like she knows herself very, very well. And she's again, she kind of uses that femininity in order to try to manipulate the guards, right? And it feels, Libra, like you're in a situation where you perhaps feel very, very trapped. Perhaps you can't go where you want to go. Again, COVID's still a thing. But you're using the time wisely because it's like you're very tranquil. You know, like in the film where she's kind of making herself the cup of coffee at the end. Sorry to spoil it if you haven't seen it. But she's sat there and she's like, that's time I'm sat cross-legged on the floor. And it's like she's sipping that coffee and like biding her time. So again, you've got this kind of very tranquil energy no matter what's going on around you. And it's like you could be trapped in a cage, but you know who you are and you've got that big whale, that power under the surface. And I suppose like Black Widow as well, like the spider waiting. So maybe you're waiting to move, you're waiting to take action, you know what you've got to do. And she says, I've already saved myself as well. And it's funny because the trailer for the new Suicide Squad, there's a clip in it where they all go to rescue her and she's already broken out herself. She's like, I've already saved myself. Like, what are you doing here, guys? Do you want me to go back in so you can go and save me? So again, it's like, don't underestimate, you know, Libra is not the princess in the castle waiting to be rescued by the knight. Libra, she might sit there and put up with things for a very long time. She, he, they, right? However it resonates for you. They may sit there, not rock the boat, you know, keep that balance for a long time. But, you know, Libra is a very calculating energy. It's the Queen of Swords. She's going to be getting an escape plan going there. You know, she's not necessarily, she doesn't necessarily need rescuing. Although maybe it would be nice if she was. I'm saying she, it could be he, she, they. Sometimes I do feel it's funny because I was talking about Libra being a masculine sign, but I do sometimes get feminine or masculine energy coming through for certain signs, and you're coming through is very, very feminine today. So it doesn't matter how you identify, whether you identify as she, he, or they, or other, or you know, non-binary. The energy is very feminine. So if I do say she, just be aware that you know, you can switch the gender roles around. Gender's very fluid in tarot. So, or at least in my readings. So, Libra then. What have we got for Libra then? What's going on for Libra? I'm reading for Monday. Libra. You just keep showing me Harley Quinn in the prison now. And I've already saved myself. I've already saved myself. Wishing well. Very, very princessy. Oh, goblins underneath there again. Things hidden. But I feel like this is things hidden from you. It's like you've got an awareness perhaps of other people keeping secrets. Like you're coming through as very wise with that white owl imagery that they're showing me. So it's like very, very aware and very understanding that other people are hiding things. And it's like, I'm sorry, just look at the imagery there of like encouragement there as well. Yeah, I feel like you're encouraging someone to reveal something. So just noticing the yellow of the sun coming through in the background here. It's like there's all these goblins, right? So we're looking from our position, but we're looking past the goblins to the light. So this is talking to me about you seeing the best in people, overlooking. It's like you've got your focus, and this is what I was saying about, it's like you're very still, you're very tranquil, you've got your focus on where you want to go, where you wish to go. So it's almost like you're ignoring the perils perhaps, or the negative things around you, criticism around you, the kind of shadow side of other people who may be trying to keep you in position, trying to keep you stuck. It's almost like if we were Harley Quinn in the prison, right? And these were all the guards that we'd have to pass, the other criminals who are locked up, and we wanted to get out. We've got our focus on the light. We've got our focus on the day that we're getting out. Like, we know where we're going, and like Mars in Sagittarius is coming out now. It's like we know where we're going, and nothing's going to stop us. You know, eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. That's what it is. So yeah, ignoring the secrets, or wanting to have the light come in and shine on the secrets of others, with that thing about wanting to get someone else vulnerable. It's almost like if there was a guard, if you got their armor off and you got their weapons off them, then they're just a person. So they'd be easier to... Are you looking for somebody's emotional vulnerability? Are you looking for somebody's weak point where you... I was very good at this in school. It sounds horribly manipulative and sociopathic, but I'm going to say it anyway. I tend to be quite good at reading people. And so I spoke to somebody about this on Twitter as well this week. I was quite strong in school. I didn't tend to be bullied because, again, I think people could sense that kind of that whale under the surface, right? That Libra energy of being very, very strong. But I had some friends who were bullied, and quite cruelly as well. And I always stood up for them. You know, I was fearless. I'd say, like, you're an arsehole, what you're doing. I kind of like Queen of Swords energy of just like cutting someone right down. But I would always know what their weak point was, because the thing about bullies is there's always something going on with them, which is causing them to be in that bad behaviour. There's always something behind the bullying. It's very, very rarely about the person being bullied. It's always something that's affecting the bully which is causing them to act that way. And I was very good at kind of pinpointing what that was. And so I would say it. I'd say, you're only acting like this, you're only bullying her because you're trying to impress your friends, or, you know, you just think that you look good and cool in front of your friends, or, you know, you're just sad because you're not getting enough attention. And I always know what it was, and I'd pinpoint and just go right in, like the Queen of Swords, right? But instead of trying to prise off the armor, I'd just stab. And yeah, they would go away with the tail between the legs, and my friend, I'd be like, yeah, you're my friend, don't worry, I've got you. And it was, my words were weapons. My words and my ability to see the vulnerability in people were weapons. But I don't want to hurt, right? That is not my aim. My aim is, I want everybody to get along. I want everybody to be good people, but don't come from my friends, right? Yeah, definitely sting in the tongue of Libra there, the Queen of Swords. So something with that there, right? Wishing well then. So what are you wishing for, Libra? You're wishing for the mask to come off. Look at that. And you're turning your back. There's a lot of gold in that wishing well, but you're turning your back on it. And you are transparent. Look, you're transparent. I told you, you're not hiding anything. You might be veiling things, right, in order to appear non-threatening. So, but perhaps people can sense that veil. So it's like, perhaps because you've got an ability to... Because you're very strong in the inside, that's a threat to other people who may feel very vulnerable. So people who perhaps have been behaving badly, right? The people with the goblins, the people who are trying to hide their own goblins, like the bullies in the school ground, right? They're trying to hide their own insecurities by being mean to other people. They're hiding by attacking. Excuse me a second. Yeah, so I think perhaps people have an awareness that you can go for the jugular if you wanted to, but you don't want to, right? That's the thing. It's like with great power comes great responsibility, or whatever it is, or who wields the power, and what are their intentions. So this ability, I think that you have to read people and see the goblins if you choose to. You choose not to. You choose, I think, Libra energy, you like to keep the peace, you like to bend, you like to see people as humans who are fallible, and prefer to see the good in them, right? So yeah, just because I don't know, I've lost my train of thought. But there is a dove there as well. It looks to me like a little dove or a little butterfly, or almost like that thing off Harry Potter there, right? But it's white, so it's coming through to me as that like dove energy. So turning your back, no, not being impressed. Yes, okay, not being impressed by the glitz and glamour of people, the false masks that people wear to try and impress others. Yeah, okay, I've got it. So they're showing me gold armor now. So most people tend to hide their true selves behind their projected appearance, the way that they want to be perceived. They want to be perceived as successful, as as strong, as successful. And the more that people project that, the more likely they are to be hiding much more shadow energy of like vulnerabilities, or things that are painful to them that they haven't dealt with, or insecurities. So the more people perhaps peacock, the more people they're showing me fast cars now, and I like fast cars. I've been playing Need for Speed a lot, but it's like what's that thing that people say about like fast car, like small manhood kind of thing, is like overcompensating. That's what's coming through. I'm not saying that about everybody. I was trying to get to what they were trying to tell me. So overcompensating. So you can see beyond the glitz, you can see beyond the masks that people wear, and you can see, it's almost like reading what's not being said, reading what's so seeing the overt behavior of people, and being able to say why is that person acting that way, and looking behind the mask. So you can see, you don't hide, you're transparent, because there's no need to hide for you, because you can see everything anyway, but you choose to see the best in people. Okay, God, that was complicated. I'm getting an interesting reading for you. This is what happens when I delay readings. They just bombard me with things. So, but this is really, really interesting. Yeah, like again, I get the diamond heart stuff a lot for you, or the crystals. The crystals are transparent. You can see right through them. But they do have a reflective surface. So, like you see beyond the reflective surface. You see through. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. So what else for Libra, please? What else is going on for Libra? Libra, I'm reading, the reading's going to go up on Monday. Whenever you get this, though, the readings are timeless. Whenever you find them, it might be your reading at that time. But just so, woo, okay. There you go. So very much your energy, messenger of air. And this is what I'm seeing for you as well. A lot of blue and white in the imagery, with the owls and the doves in the trees. I was seeing like blue sky, white birds, blue ocean, and it's this kind of shade of blue as well. So the white feathers there as well in her hair. This is very, very, very much the energy that I'm getting through for you. So the messenger of air, this is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is probably one of the more ruthless I'm not saying you're ruthless, but you could be, is what I'm saying. I was definitely ruthless with the bullies in school. So the Knight of Swords, they take action. They're very swift to take action. They cut things out. They speak their truth. So there's something coming through with being very, very truthful, or having this quest for truth. It's like I'm gonna reveal everything. I'm prepared to reveal everything, but I need you to be comfortable doing the same with me. Something like that. What am I getting? I'm looking to my left for some reason. What am I being drawn to? There's something that there's something that they're trying to draw my attention to. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm not sure, but you had that all of white and blue in your last reading as well, where I was saying it's like I'm getting a lot of this Queen of Cups energy for you at the moment. Where in the last reading I was talking about the robe that the Queen of Swords was wearing, and it was like painted like the sky. So again, there's this blending in with you and the sky, or this transparency thing coming through with that. And then you're presenting as Queen of Cups, and I'm getting it again. And I was thinking to myself, it's like you're the Empress along with Taurus in the tarot, and the the Empress is all four queens. She has the ability to adopt the persona of any of the four queens at any one time, because she embodies them all. So you have the ability to change your behavior depending on the situation, and at the moment you're choosing very actively to present as this Queen of Cups energy. Very loving, very nurturing, very compassionate, very and there's nothing disingenuine about that. It's not that you're faking it. You're not wearing a mask. You're just adapting that aspect of your personality at the moment for some reason. But then you've got this kind of, all this stuff about the sword, right? This kind of like, what's that? This kind of like, but she's very soft, right? The messenger of air, this is a very, very soft messenger of air. It's like just coming in, doing what she needs to do, very gently. Again, I was talking about how gently I was seeing the sword being eased under the armour and flipped off there. It's a very compassionate, very soft messenger of air. It's like if you've got something to say, or you've got some kind of something to do, some kind of action to take, you're doing it with a huge amount of heart behind it, a huge amount of compassion and peace and softness. Okay, so what were the other two cards? That the Page of Earth and the Seven of Water. So I'm not taking these. I didn't feel like I was going to take them, but I'll quickly briefly mention. The Page of Earth can be the Page of Pentacles. So it's like coming up with some sort of a plan, but you may feel quite overwhelmed by your options. Or look, there's the it's like more of a clam, but again, it's representing that oyster shell to me at the moment. And then being in the Lotus, so revealing. There's this revealing energy, and they're both winged as well. Right, okay, I'm going to pop those back in the middle. It's that Page of Earth, though. It feels like maybe that's what you're. I don't know. I'm going to keep going. Oh, look, there you go, Queen of Cups. Didn't I tell you? There you go. That is what exactly like how you're presenting to me. So, Queen of Water, very tranquil. She's got the shell on her head there as well. Very, very tranquil, very peaceful, very serene, very much like, I know what my truth is. I've come to terms with my truth. I've come to terms with all my shadow side. Very high vibrational energy. It's almost like she's got feathers there as well. Like, and that shell there too. Where's my shell? Yeah, like you're just being you. You're just being Libra. But I do think it feels like you've got. It just feels like you're being very patient, serene. You've got something to say, but you're almost like flowing. I'm thinking about how air flows, water flows. So you're going with the flow. You're waiting for things to flow to you. Maybe manifesting if you're stuck in place, right? Stuck in the cage. So manifesting what you want your future to be like, manifesting possibilities with that Seven of Water. Can you please tell me about the other energy that Libra is connecting with? What's this other energy? The tortoise shell. There we go. So it's funny. Okay. So this other energy that you're trying to see. You're trying to remove their armor. You're trying to remove their mask. You're trying to get in underneath. There's something to do with their happiness. And it's funny because I was picking up on, like, you know, the thing with the gold here. You know, the concern with material things. This mermaid's concerned with the material things. The nine of water, the nine of cups, is wish fulfillment, wishes coming true, being very, very good on your own, having that very much like the energy that you're showing us, what you've already got. You want this other energy to also find that inner self-worth. It's funny because this set of readings, and I was thinking about this when I was getting the joss sticks, because I've been doing patchouli for everybody, and patchouli is love for me, but I felt this urge to get the dragon's blood as well for you. So there's this real kind of ancient power behind what you're doing. It's like, so I don't know if like you've got some kind of like spiritual energy at your back or something, or you've connected with some kind of spiritual energy, but it feels like you've found this inner equilibrium, this inner balance, this nine of cups energy for yourself. And the whole set of readings that I've done so far, the theme is self-worth, self-love, the ability to love yourself first. But I feel like you've already got it. So your reading's special and unique in this way because you're trying to show someone else how to do this. You're trying to go in under the armor, to the vulnerability, to get this person to look at their goblins. And like, yeah, that encouragement card as well, right? And the magic stream, yeah, because the water's flowing. Oh my God, look, magic stream. And then ride the wave. Follow the leader. Oh my God. That's what you're doing. You're being the leader. Mountain, sad embrace. So you're being the leader. You're like trying to lead by example, but you're not trying to pressure the person. You're just trying to let things flow. You're trying to get things to flow because it's healing. So you're encouraging this other energy to explore underneath their armor, explore underneath their own surface, explore to take off their own mask and look at their own goblins, to shine a light on their shadows, because you want them to find the inner happiness. Now, I find this card problematic because she's actually, the Nine of Cups should be about emotions, but it's almost like this is also like Nine of Pentacles energy. So Nine of Pentacles is about, where nine of Cups is more about self-worth and emotion, the Nine of Pentacles is more about having all the tools you need to be successful in the 3D reality, right? Being good at your job, running a good house and home, being very, very capable in a tangible sense. But it's almost like that Nine of Pentacles energy is kind of invading this card with like, you know, she's valuing these riches, but then she's letting all these other diamonds float away. And she's focused on this one diamond. Now, the diamond represents the Libra diamond heart for me. So it's almost like this person's realizing that they can let these inferior treasures fall away, because actually what you have at your core, the diamond heart in your core, is the real gift here. It's the real prize. It's the real wish fulfillment, because the Nine of Water is wishes coming true. So making a wish, turning your back, or the other person's made a wish, and then you've turned your back on. It's like maybe they tried to impress you with wealth and possessions, and, you know, look how wealthy I am, look how successful I am, look how much gold I have, look how much treasure I have. But you turned away, right? You turned away with a lot of love. It's like they're giving me sorry, that really made me laugh. They gave me That Don't Impress Me Much, Shania Twain. So you got the moves, but have you got the touch? Now don't get me wrong, yeah, I think you're all right, but that won't keep me warm in the middle of the night. Yeah, your gold's not going to keep me warm in the middle of the night. Where's the love? Now they're giving me Where's the Love, Black Eyed Peas. So I think you've got under this person's armor, and they're learning. They're learning. Don't worry. I can hear the crow laughing as well. Yeah. I'm just going to make a note of those two songs for you. And the thing is that as well, like, maybe this person, I'm about to run out of time. Maybe everybody this person's always dealt with, maybe they've always been impressed by the shinies, right? By the gold and the diamonds and, you know, their success. So maybe when they met you and you just slid that sword right under all that, saw right through them to their shadow side, to their goblins, maybe that kind of shocked them quite a lot. Maybe you were very different to them. Right, I'm going to have to stop and restart. Okay, so Libra, you're there being authentically and unapologetically yourself and teaching this other person that it's safe to do the same, I think. Let's see. I feel like it could have always worked for this person before. Did I say that in the last one? It feels like maybe this person's always been able to impress everybody else with like the riches or like the, I don't know, like the things that they have, the things that they've accomplished. And you're like, that means nothing to me. All that matters to me is like, are you a good person? Are you a good soul? You know, that's like, yeah. Okay, let's keep going. There's the Seven of Water again. There's like this opening up, this unveiling of choices, unveiling of opportunities. It feels like for somebody though, there's like one obvious choice here. Because here it's like, yeah, there's a lot of diamonds that this person could pick, but there's one big diamond that's clearly the most impressive. And then it's like, it's funny how they're going like, oh, maybe that's how this person feels about you. They're like, oh, whenever they see you, it's like, oh, it's my Libra. And then here, it's like the choice seems to be that shell because, oh, look, the King of Fire underneath. The choice seems to be the shell because all the others are fish. All the others are fish, and you can. Maybe that's what this person's doing. Maybe this person's got a lot of choices. It could be a love interest for you. It doesn't have to be. But it's like that person can do the same. They've seen all these different fish, right? The fish are just fish. You know what they are. I feel like this was very similar to someone's reading, and I don't know if it was Awakening to Spirit or Santaro, but it's the same message coming through. And I hate when that happens because, like, if I do it first and then they get the same, I'm like, that's fine because they get so many more views than me. And I'm like, to me, then it's validation. It's like, oh, that really experienced reader is getting the same thing as me. It's validation. But because I'm like a little tiny YouTuber, if they get the message first and then I get it, and I'm always genuine with what comes through, I always feel like people are going to say like I'm copying or I'm being, but it's genuinely the same thing that's coming through. You can see it in the imagery of the cards. You can see it when I was saying the Queen of Water, the Queen of Cups, and then the Queen of Cups came out. It's genuine, right? It matters to me. It matters to me the transparency and you know, just again to kind of show you how a skirt's transparent. The transparency matters to me. But then it also doesn't because I know that I'm being truthful. So why does it matter to me if other people know that I'm being truthful or not? It matters to me answering my own question. It matters to me because I genuinely want to help other people. And it's important to me that people understand that this is real, or at least to me it's real. And that I'm genuinely trying to help and that I don't have ulterior motives, because if people think I have ulterior motives, then I can't help them because they're going to be suspicious of me. So there you go. I've answered my own question. It's important to me. I don't care what people think of me. I've got that Nine of Cups within. I'm happy to be my authentic self. And it does hurt sometimes, you know, it does hurt when you think highly of somebody and they don't like you, you know, it does hurt, but you know, you get over it. But something about being proud to be unapologetically yourself, proud of who you are on the inside. And that's what you want this other person to be able to do, to love themselves first. Sorry, I'm circling. But here, yeah, the lotus unblossoming, revealing all these options, but there's one option that's intriguing because you can't get in the oyster. I need to do that oyster reading. And then there's the King of Fire there underneath and the Eight of Water with that open treasure chest. Did the treasure chest come through in your last reading? I feel like it did. Maybe it wasn't a message for you. Maybe it was a message for somebody else, because somebody had... Was it you? I swear it was you. Yes, it was. It was like you had this... if you go and look at the last reading, the card was... a room had been broken into, a treasure chest was open, it had been rifled through, been stolen from, but there was another treasure chest on the table that hadn't been opened and it was like radiating light. And here again, you've got this treasure chest imagery, but you're the treasure, Libra, or at least the value within is the treasure, but maybe this other person is the one discovering that, right? Look at all the pearls. So maybe, what's coming through? Could be dealing with someone who's been a bit of a player at some point, like collecting hearts, because this King of Fire, he's got a heart, right? So it's almost like, you know how the predator goes around and collects skulls? It's like this is a person who collects hearts, collects love. They want people to love them. So they've got all the pearls. You can switch this around if needs be, but it's like they've got all the pearls. They've got this treasure chest full of pearls, this treasure chest full of hearts. Because they're so used to impressing people by the gold mask that they wear. But your heart's different. It's made of different stuff. What are they giving me? Something should be made of sterner stuff. It's a Shakespeare quote. Sterner stuff. I'm going to have to Google it. Hold on. Oh, interesting. It's Julius Caesar. It's actually one of my favourite speeches from Shakespeare. And it's Brutus's speech. No, sorry, it's I'm getting myself confused. It's Mark Antony's speech about Brutus, and he's discrediting Brutus because the play is on honourable man. He keeps saying Brutus is an honourable man, and yet, so he's not saying Brutus is not an honourable man, and yet, he's providing evidence to the contrary. So it's like, it's a very, very clever speech. I'm going to try and remember to link it, the RSC production of it, which is my favourite version of this speech. It's so well delivered. But he says, when that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff, and yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honourable man. So what he's saying, and just to explain what this is, because they gave it to me, so it must have some kind of meaning in your reading. He's saying that Brutus is obviously the person who stabbed Caesar in the back, and Brutus at Caesar's funeral is saying, he delivers his speech, and then Mark Antony comes after, and it's a very tempestuous time because Mark Antony was loyal to Caesar. Brutus was part of the conspiracy that killed Caesar. So Mark Antony, as someone who's loyal to Caesar, is in a very precarious position. Both of these people are trying to win favour with the crowd, win over the crowd, and Mark Antony has to be very careful not to openly criticise Brutus, but at the same time he has this internal struggle where he's saying he can't help but defend Caesar. So he's like, Brutus is honourable, I'm not discrediting what he says, yet I know Caesar very well. And while Brutus says that he was overly ambitious, he wanted too much power for himself, I saw Caesar cry because the poor people were struggling. I know that he was doing things for the right reasons. So again, there's this thing about the right reasons. You're not doing anything for fame or fortune. You're doing, maybe this is what you see in the other person though. Or maybe this person looked like they were going for fame and fortune, but you saw under it, you got under the armour and saw that actually they were trying to help. So somebody could find it very easy to win over people's hearts, right? Somebody could be very good at appealing to people's emotions. They collect hearts, they collect love. Not necessarily, it doesn't mean that they're giving me a heartbreaker. I'm a heartbreaker, I'm a heartbreaker. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they were manipulating people. It could be something more like it mattered to this person, just noticing the gold again behind the head, it mattered to this person what other people thought of them. They wanted people to love them. It could come from some kind of confidence problem, some kind of insecurity where it's like they really felt like they had to prove themselves to others, and then the more people who they impressed, the more confident they felt, the more they felt like this king of fire. I'm awesome, I drive the fast car, whatever that is. But then they couldn't get, maybe you're in the oyster, right? Maybe the oyster represents the treasure chest and your heart. So they couldn't get your heart. You were harder to impress because because why is that so shiny? Because maybe that's what they said about you. Why is like Libra's heart so shiny? This heart is shiny. Perhaps you saw perhaps you saw under all this. Again, you're going under the armor. You're seeing this person's goblins. You're seeing this person for who they are. You know why they act the way they do. And maybe they find it harder to read you. You're still a closed oyster, but you're not hiding anything. It's all there, right? You're being transparent. Maybe the oyster's protecting your... Maybe they've got to you. Maybe they've cracked your treasure chest open. Maybe they've cracked your oyster shell open. Perhaps you went under the surface and found them to be good for who they are, rather than the stuff that impresses everybody else. It's like you're... Right, okay, I'm getting really into this one. I'm already over the 40-minute mark, so I need to kind of wrap this up a little bit. But yeah, maybe I'll just keep this out. Maybe we'll ask about this. Giving me Shania Twain again. That don't impress me much. Right, what are we going to? This one. Right, that's funny because I got this one out. I was originally drawn to it, and then they pulled me to this one. And now they're pulling me back to this one. So I feel like whatever they wanted to say out of this deck, they got me to say already. So we're going to this deck. Okay, so what is the purpose of the messenger of air? What is the intent of the messenger of air, please? What is the intent of the messenger of air? What is the intent of the messenger of air? What action or communication? Okay. The messenger of air wants to communicate or take action in regards to working together as part of a team to create something and build something that can be very successful and stable and celebrated. The Four of Wands is the 1111 card, so it's like, you know, if that's meaningful to you, you can take that. I just wanted to point it out. But the Four of Wands, especially in this deck, talks to me about the celebration of the completion of something, the celebration of the building of something, the celebration with the Three of Pentacles of the success that happens when you work together as part of a team. So there could be something there with that. The Three of Pentacles talks about people from different skill sets, different backgrounds coming together to make something happen. So it could be like the director, the producer, the supervisor. Then you have the creatives who come together to come in as the ideas people, and then you have the people who actually put the work in to build the thing, to make to actually be hands-on and make the creation happen, and then together all these people working collaboratively can build something successful. And then like the Four of Wands is like, really beautifully symbolized on this card is that it's the 10th post card for me. So the more these people work together well, the more successfully we're going to be able to like build a solid tent. You know, you're going to get those tent posts really deep down in there and make it very, very stable and sturdy. So teamwork makes the dream work, and then celebrating that fact. The Knight of Swords, their intent is to work together as a team to build something and have a lot of success. So what is the Queen of Water then? Why is the Queen of Water here? The Devil card. See the colours? See the greens? So this... What is this? Lover's addiction. Just thinking back to that, what is that black thing that keeps like, it's like a little sparkly bit of glitter or something. I don't know if you can see, it's not sparkling now on this side. It must be the other side that's sparkling, but it just won't go away. The Devil card, yeah, it can talk about obsession or addictive behaviours. It's like it's in your water. Maybe that's what this big whale is underneath your water. Maybe it's your own shadow side. But you're harnessing it because it's coming through as power. So you're harnessing your shadow side embracing it in order to be transparent. You're not hiding it. Whatever this is, it's not, you're not hiding it. It's right there in the water with you, like as this whale under the surface. And it's giving you power, but it's not bad. It's like, it could be bad, right? It could be bad. It could, any kind of like, the devil symbolizes shadow side, so whatever those goblins are, things from the past that hold us back, that give us self-doubt, that make us weak, that make us doubt ourselves, that make us feel like we're not worthy, the things that make us have addictive behaviors, whether that's an addiction to some kind of substance like alcohol or food, or some kind of behavior. It could be addicted to exercise or sex. In your case, with the Queen of Water, it's addicted to love. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. I can't eat, I can't sleep, there's no doubt I'm in deep, right? Deep water. So you've got deep emotions, deep feelings for something, but you're not a victim of it. You're empowering yourself with it. So an example would be falling deeply, madly in love with somebody, like obsessively in love with somebody, but you don't wallow in it. You don't let it drag you down and sink you. You turn it into something beautiful and creative. You turn it into a piece of art, like Shakespeare, right? Like Shakespeare's sonnets or Ovid's love poems, like so full of pain and angst, but beautiful. It's a creation. So you're working with your shadow side. You're actually like turning it on its head in order to empower yourself. It's very strong energy, Libra. I don't know who I'm reading for, but Libras have been bossing it recently. Libras have been like badass. They're like, come on, everybody else, we're going to show you how it's done. So and this is why it's so important to shine the light on the goblins, to be transparent, to acknowledge that whale under the surface, because it's only by seeing the devil energy that we can transform it into something powerful. And that's why there's so much power with it. The King of Fire, I would say, has a lot of because the King of Fire, maybe this is you, the King of Fire is in full control of their passions, full control of the passions. It's like the devil has handed this person the strings. It's like, there you go, you were my puppet, but you've beat me. There you go, take the reins. And so the King of Fire has the reins over their own passions. That's as far as I was going with that, apparently. I just stopped mid-sentence. Cool. And it's like you've made peace with it. It's so peaceful and tranquil and powerful. If I think about like destructive forces, so let me think about water, right? Water, when it can be hugely destructive. It can be like this is coming through as like King of Cups energy for me now, as like Neptune or Poseidon, or it's like in the Odyssey when Poseidon was mad, he sent this huge storm to wreck Odysseus's boat. So water can be destructive. It can be a storm, but it also can be soothing. It can be a lake. There's a lot of power there, but the power is harnessed, is still. Yeah. Okay. So this is the other person. This is the person you're trying to crack out of the armor, crack out of the shell. So just tell me what's going on with this other person. Ace of Wands. Anything else? No, that's it. There's something going on here. Sorry, one of my neighbours must be doing some DIY. I can hear hammering. Hammering with the Ace of Wands. Haha. So the Ace of Wands. I think this person is... It's almost like this is a fishing net. I don't know why. Okay, I'm getting it. They gave me... come on in, the water's fine. I don't know what that's from. Jump on in, the water's fine, something like that. So you're the ocean. You're representing the ocean with this big whale, like devil energy whale, shadow side underneath the surface. But you're like It's safe. I am not a threat. Jump in. And so it's almost like that person jumps in, like maybe like there's some kind of emotional connection. They're down there with you. They're under your water, right? They're in the water with you. So you've been safe. You've let them explore your emotions. That's what it is. You've allowed them to explore your emotional space, your sea. You've kept things very calm. You've let them look under the surface. You've let them swim around with that big whale that's representing this devil under the surface of your emotions, right? Perfectly calm, safe space. They've explored. I think they might have also, they've dealt with some kind of shadow energy while they were down there in your ocean, right? It's like they got trapped down there with the fishing net. So they jumped in. The water was fine. You weren't a threat to them. But it was almost like once they got in, they got stuck. They got tangled in the seaweed and got kept down there. But they got kept down there because they had to stay down there. I mean, they were safe. They were a mermaid. They could breathe under the water. They were perfectly safe. I'm just seeing the devil's hair in this as like seaweed, right? So they got trapped under your emotions, in your ocean of emotions. They could have got a little bit obsessed with you in some kind of way, but it kept them trapped because they had this treasure to discover, right? And once they discovered the treasure, it allowed them possibly to unlock something themselves. It's like the third eye is open. So here we come into this King of Fire energy, right? You've unlocked their ability to be the King of Fire. Because look, it goes from like the center of the head, and then suddenly it's like it's behind them. They've harnessed it. So some kind of new either creative idea, some kind of new fire lit inside them, some kind of, they've discovered something about themselves in discovering you, and this has led them to also be able to take their own reins, be in control of their own heart. That maybe that's their heart. It's like that's their heart, but now their heart also has a little piece of your heart. Can you see the light shining? It's like now it's like you've given them a pearl of wisdom that they've taken a lot of inspiration from, and now they are very empowered, just like you, right? But in a very creative, hot, passionate, confident way. They found inner confidence. They know the value of their own heart. Right, okay. So what is the ship? Because they've got that treasure box now. Maybe you're on the ship. And they're like, no, wait, come back. So explain what's going on to me with the 8 of Water and the ship. Yeah, oh God, I think they've missed the chance with you. I'm seeing it as you're sailing off now. You're sailing off on your sea, calm, peaceful. It's like that's your ocean. That ocean is your emotions. Because you're the queen of water, right? You're like, it really feels like you've just opened up your emotional space to this person. They've explored it. Like Aphrodite, right, coming out of the water. And this is like Odysseus, but like they survived this journey into your emotions, and then they've come out with all this treasure, but the real treasure was your ocean, it was your heart, it was your core. But they've got it. They don't realize they've got it, but they've got it. They think you've left them. They think they've missed the chance. They think the ship sailed, but I don't think it has. The key's there. The key's there. Right, okay. God, this is getting really good. They may see you as having a lot of options, but now it's back to them. I feel like you're their diamond and they're your pearl. That's like that Kesha song, but that's a very different meaning in that Kesha song. Is it Kesha? 10 of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. Right, okay, so yeah, they've got a choice to make now. because they've got all the wealth, right? They've got the wealth. They've got the Ten of Pentacles. That's what they, because the Ten of Pentacles has been what they've been impressing other people with this whole time, right? The Ten of Pentacles is like everything you could need on a tangible level, like a really nice house, great family, you know, a workplace where you work really well with other people. You know, you're like happy in terms of everything that you have on a tangible level. But what they didn't have was the inner happiness, and you've given them the inner happiness, so they're really strong now. But now it's left them confused because they've got a lot of choices and they feel like they've missed an opportunity with you. It could be romantic, it doesn't have to be. It does feel like it's a follow-up reading from that last reading. So what's the confusion? Because this is good, you wouldn't leave this, right? There's nothing wrong with this. So if you've got the Ten of Pentacles and you're happy on the inside, and you've got that little diamond inside your heart, and you're the King of Fire, this all looks really good now. Like this person is fine. This person is like, they're really good. They're really good. You gave them a huge gift there, and so their situation is really good, inner happiness, but it's not the Ten of Cups, is it? Because now they feel out in the cold somehow. You're almost like the littlest hobo. You came into this person's life like, you know, fixed all the problems and went off on your own way, like, until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. And they're like, wait, hang on, wait, maybe I wanted to come up with you. Maybe I wanted to be a littlest hobo with you. I don't know. What's the confusion? They're not telling me. They're not telling me. That's that person's business. So if you're cross-watching, I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God, the Ace of Cups. New love. I think this person might have accidentally fallen in love with you, Libra. They're trapped. Oh, you're trapped. I've been trapped in this cage. Two of Cups. Oh my God, Libra. Why are you doing this to me? This has turned into like an epic love story. And the Emperor. Oh my God, the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Oh, back to the start. Because I said at the beginning of the reading, you're the Empress. You're the Empress in the tarot, right? You can be any of the four queens whenever you need to be. Maybe this person, maybe they were just missing. Maybe they were just missing the King of Fire, and now you've done that for them, and now they're the Emperor, right? But they haven't got you, or have they got you? They want you, but they're trapped. They can't come to you because you're... Has the ship sailed, or did they still have a chance? Mental conflict about the wishes, back to the wishing well, making a choice. It's been a long journey, feeling trapped, back to the Nine of Cups and the treasure chest on there as well. The Magician. Oh my God, this is turning into an epic. Like, talk about the Odyssey and the Iliad. Like, oh, right, okay, I've got to get going because this is turning into such a long reading. I'm so into it though. I'm so into it. I feel like this could be a book. Like, maybe I need to write this book. Oh, I actually read a book, Circe, talking about Odysseus. Yeah, that's a good book if you want a book. Right, wishing well. Desire. So, oh yeah, desire in this reading. Look at that. Desire is the sacred impulse of life. No, for life. Desire is the sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachment to ownership. Oh my God. Maybe that's the choice this person's making because they had the gold. They've got the ownership. This is like, Ten of Pentacles is like ownership of things, like literally like owning things. Maybe that's what's keeping them trapped though. This relationship between the two of you is very, very healing for both of you, I think. Look at the rainbows there. Whatever this connection is between you and this other person, and it could be, it doesn't matter what form that relationship takes, right? Whatever form it is, it's incredibly healing for both of you. It works, right? It just works. And look, it's the drawing it up from the power of that ocean. That ocean is like all these beautiful colours. I'm so into this reading. I think I'm on the verge of crying now. Okay, I'm just going to read this. Desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship. Hello, Siren. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration, right? Desire and inspiration. Desire and inspiration. That was it. That was harnessing the devil. Because the devil's in your ocean and you've turned it into your source of power. And I said it's like you could create poetry now. Can you hear the birds? It's like the birds confirm that. Oh, I've got goosebumps. Okay, I love it. Okay, concentrate. Desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration and sensing that moment of truth when you feel the inception of new life. It's an aha moment where everything makes sense. Perhaps, oh my God, perhaps you recognize a soulmate. I'm going to cry. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate or conceiving a baby or an idea. The wishing well card awakens you to the presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibilities where new life is co-creation in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens. It just does. To that end, you can't control the process of growth. Remember, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Like the King of Fire and the Emperor, they can make it happen. They can make a new creative thing happen. They can create things. Okay, the Empress is the which is your energy. The Empress is the potential for opportunity, the potential for growth and creativity. But the Emperor makes it happen, which is why it's important for you to team up. Form your intention and take action by dropping the Queen into the wishing well and then trust in spirit. Prepare to be amazed. Well, I'm amazed by your reading. That was one of the best readings I've done in such a long time. I really, really enjoyed that one. And just to say, I've never read this card before. It's never come out in a reading. I've never actually looked at this card before it came out in the reading today. I like to be surprised in the readings by the cards. So it's interesting that it really, really did, when I actually read what it said, it really confirmed everything that we've been saying and talking about. You know, that was a new ride for me. You can probably tell, actually. We discovered all that together. Oh, I didn't even ask. Nightingale spirit, love is all around, and sing your own song. Notice the music of these. And swan spirit, time for a deep dive. Oh my God, time for a deep dive. Are you kidding me? I think you've already done it though. You've both done it. Maybe you need to take the deep dive together. Explore the emotions together now. Like you've done it separately. Maybe this is you. A canary. Who had the canary? Somebody in one of the other readings, I was talking about the canary. The canary sings. And it was the nightingale. Which reading was that? Somebody got the nightingale card from the Wild Unknown Spirit deck. It was the nightingale card, but I was seeing it as a canary. It's like it was coloured yellow in my eyes, and it was in a cage. I've been trapped in a cage, and it was like the canary when miners took canaries down into the mines and the canary passed out or passed away, it was a sign that there was toxic energy in the air and you had to get out of the mine. I said, I can't believe that the nightingale and the canaries come out. Love is all around, sing your own song. I'm getting a headache now from this reading. I love it when they do this to me though. I love it when they like You know, when the synchronicities start, when it all starts to kind of have a pattern to it. I love it. Right, okay, Nightingale Spirit. Love is all around me. You've got a lot of songs in your reading so far. I won't have even written them all down. But sing your own song. Maybe you need to make a song. You know, like how I use... Oh my God, Music and Lyrics was the first song that played on Spotify this morning. Pop Goes My Heart from Music and Lyrics. And the whole thing in that film is that they're creating a song together. Maybe you need to literally make a song together. Like, stop singing everybody else's songs and make your own song. Okay, just read the cards, woman. In the darkness of night, Nightingale Spirit sings her song of love and hope, a harbinger of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again soon. You are so loved. And the illumination song of the Nightingale Spirit calls you to a new level of self-awareness and connection with the light. Yes, there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity, because you're the Queen of Cups. Right, yes, there is darkness, but love and prosperity exist everywhere. Prosperity, right? Even in the seeming emptiness of space, darkness, and a starless night. Hearken to the message, letting the music of the Nightingale's song remind you that love is all around. Feel it and trust in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize that the spaces that appear empty are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will happen soon. The spaces that appear empty are actually full of love and abundance. So I feel like this is the other person. Whoever feels shut out, you're not, okay? There is light in the darkness. Light in the darkness, right? Focus on the light. Okay, just to notice as well, like the Otter Spirit, for some reason, you are never alone, is the next card. So that's really standing out to me for some reason. Okay, Canaries are so into this reading. And Butterfly Spirit, I don't know why, it feels like the neighbouring cards are important. Butterfly Spirit, transformation is beautiful. Right. Just noticing they're both birds. It's like you and this other person, like both birds, both got crowns on your head. Like looking at each other, singing to each other, hearing the same music. Okay. Canary Spirit arrives to help you find your authentic voice and express what is in your heart. Oh my God, that's what I said. It's like you need to like write a book or write music because you're harnessing the shadow energy. Oh. Canary Spirit arrives to help you find your authentic voice and express what is in your heart. Free yourself to experience your inner light and let it shine, as Canary Spirit sings to remind you of your inherent joy and to support you as you sing your own song. Now is the time to let the world know who you really are. Canary Spirit's message is that you are free to be yourself and express your most cherished desires. The world wants to hear your song. I'm going to run out of time. If your inquiry is about a relationship, you're being called to be fully yourself, because this is the other person, because Libra's been trying to prize you out of your armor. So be your authentic self. You're in their heart too. If this is a cross watcher, because look at the yellow on his chest. Okay. If your inquiry is about a relationship, you're being called to be fully yourself, for only then will you find harmony and joy. You can make music with others so beautifully when your note rings true. Okay, I'm about to run out of time, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm not even going to pull you a song to close out your reading, because you're being told sing your own song. Pick your own song to close out this reading, okay? Best of luck, Libra. Brilliant reading. Thank you for sharing that with me, and I'll see you again soon, guys. Bye-bye.